everyone. Welcome to this session by Supergrads Cat from Top Rankers, in which we shall discuss vocabulary. Yes, this is an extensive session based on this Bible. You have heard rightly. This is the Bible of vocabulary, Word Power Made Easy by Mr. Norman Lewis. All the aspirants, all the people who are learned, knowledgeable, who want to have a command on their thoughts and expressions, go for this book. And this is such an amazing book, dear students, that it does not offer you any list of words. It does not give you anything to learn, but yes, it makes you work. It's a book which has intensive content on words, grouping of words has been made, etymological references have been made, exercises are there are fill in the blanks, there are match the column, then there are yes or no questions. In a way, the author takes you in around about the words. And then you have a hold on your views. You are able to express your ideas freely, correctly, and completely. So let us delve deeper into this first session of Word Power Made Easy. Here we are going to discuss the personality types. Now, what do you mean by personality? A personality is the sum total of that, all those aspirations which a person has, how he adjusts to the situations of life, how he takes everything in his stride, what are his feelings, what are his emotions, whether he is self absorbed, whether he is working for the benefit of others, whether he thinks about others, whether he speaks to the others in a very open manner, or he just sticks to himself. All these types of personalities will be discussed in this very first session, and stay tuned for some more sessions to be taken in detail. So let's start. Please have a closer look at this book, which is also available free of cost. And the paper edition, I mean, the print edition is also very cheap, and all the students should possess it. So, what is the first word in the series? The first word is egoist. Egoist comes from ego, means the self, I, myself. Everybody is centered around himself or herself, right? So, this person is self absorbed. He thinks about himself above others. He's concerned with himself. He keeps his good above the good of others. This person is an egoist. Coming to the next word, egotist. Now you might have seen there is a slight change. The earlier one was egoist, and this one is egotist. And both have the same ego or self or I. Now, this person talks about himself. He brags about his accomplishments. Me, myself, I am the most intelligent person. I am the most beautiful creature. I am the most accomplished one. I earn lots and lots of money. I have bagfuls of money. And these are my achievements. In short, he boasts about himself to a great degree. You can remember by this T. T relates to talk. So he talks about himself excessively. He's filled with self pride, self vanity. This is the person. So he brags, he boasts, talks about himself, his accomplishments, his achievements, his possessions, The amount of money he is earning talks on and on about himself. The next word is altruist. Altruist is the person who thinks about the welfare of others. In short, he is a philanthrope. His attitude is that of helping others, being kind to others, thinking about the good of others. So, such a person is selfless, as opposed to the previous personality type that is selfish. Egoist is selfish, and this person is selfless. Look at the basic difference between the two. He works for humanity. He thinks of uplifting the others. In short, he helps everyone out. Altruism. He is a lover of mankind. The next is introvert. Now, intro. He is shy. This person keeps to himself. If you ask him to go outside, he may prefer sitting alone, all by himself, and reading a book, maybe. He doesn't want to mingle with the people around himself. Or you can say he is a loner. He wants to stay, he enjoys his own company. His personality is towards the inward side as opposed to the next personality type, which is towards the opposite side, that is extrovert. Now, this brings us to another personality type, which is extrovert. Extro means outside. So, this person is more outgoing. He loves to interact with people. Maybe he is high spirited. Maybe he is a fun loving person. He enjoys the company of others and he is very sociable. So we have done introvert and extrovert, which are two different extremes. Now there is a balance of these two extremes, which is being defined by the other personality type, that is ambivert. Ambivert means he balances. This is the person who can change himself, his personality in a given situation. He is flexible. What I mean to say is, if there is the situation or the condition wherein he should listen carefully, he will be quiet. On the other hand, if a situation arises where he should speak, he should address others, that also he'll do with great aplomb. So he is a great listener and he is a great speaker. In short, he balances. You'll find a balance in his personality. He is not towards any of the extremes which were already discussed, namely introvert and extrovert. Coming to the next kind of people, misanthrope. Look at this, misanthrope. He is a hater of mankind. He is full of all negative qualities regarding people around him. For example, distrust. He does not trust others. He is cynical. Now, what is the meaning of cynical? He is doubtful. If somebody comes and helps him, if somebody gives him a helping hand, he doubts. Why is he giving me this help? What ulterior motive does he have in helping me? In short, he does not trust human beings. He is full of distrust and hatred. Naturally, this person wants to remain away from human company, right? Now, this brings us to the another personality type. Yes, I would like to take you back once again. Misanthrope is completely opposite to a person who is altruist. Altruism and misanthrope, this is all completely opposite. Coming to the next, misogynist. Misogynist is a person who is full of hatred for women folk. For example, he will have stereotype ideas. What kind of stereotype ideas? Old traditional thoughts that women belong in the kitchen, that women should not enter politics, they should not enter science, etc., etc. So this person is a hater of women, right? What about the next personality type? Misogamist. A misogamist is a person who abhors the idea of marriage. He considers marriage as completely against. He is against the idea of marriage. This person is a hater of marriage. Misogamist. If somebody comes to him and tells him that he or she is getting married, he asks him, why? Why are you getting married? You won't get any happiness. So it's better not to marry. This person hates marrying. That brings us to the last personality type, that is ascetic. Ascetic is a person who leads an austere life. He holds, or you can say he withholds, bodily pleasures. Carnal pleasures, or you can say he leads a minimalistic life. He is not indulgent. He does not allow himself to be indulged in various pleasures. So he leads a life which is led by the hermits and the monks. A life which is led by the hermits and the monks. Such a life is led by ascetic, an ascetic person. Definitely, such a person will be more religious, spiritual, I must say, religious and spiritual. So we have done all these 10 personality types as discussed in the book. Now I would like you to answer certain questions. Let us recall whatever we have learned. Are we able to answer? Now, you have to just answer in yes or no. Is an egoist selfish? Is an egoist selfish? Obviously, the answer is yes, because he thinks about himself. He does not think about the others, right? Next question, is modesty one of the characteristics of egotists? Now, what is modesty? Modesty is something related to humility. A person who is humble, who never talks in detail about his achievements or his life, that is a humble person. So, egotist is a person who is totally opposite. Okay, he brags about his achievements, his accomplishments. So, the answer is no. Modesty is not one of the characteristics of an egotist. Next, is an altruist selfish? Altruist is a selfless person. So this obviously the answer goes no. Altruist is not selfish, rather he is selfless. Coming to the next question. Does an introvert pay much attention to himself? An introvert, does he pay much attention to himself? Yes, correct. Because he wants to live in his own company. He prefers staying alone rather than interacting or mingling with others. Next question, does an extrovert prefer solitude to companionship? Now, what is solitude? Solitude is to remain alone, right? And companionship talks about the other people. So, definitely the answer is no. These are the qualities, this is the quality of an introvert. He prefers to remain alone as compared to others. Are most normal people ambiverts? Yes. And that is quite strange to see that most of the people are ambiverts. That is, there are no extremes. Neither are they this side nor inclined towards that side. They have a balance, right? Does a misanthrope like people? Now, misanthrope is the person who is a hater of mankind. So, obviously, misanthrope does not like people. Does a misogynist enjoy the company of women? Oh my God, no, not at all. He never enjoys the company of women because he thinks that women have a limited role and he does not consider them equal enough, right? Next, does a misogynist enjoy the company of women? No. Does an ascetic lead a life of luxury? Obviously not. Ascetic leads a life of austerity, self restraint, self control. So, this answer is no. Does a misogamist try to avoid marriage? Yes. A misogynist is a person who has no faith, who has no trust in the institution of marriage. He does not want to marry. He dislikes the idea of marrying. Now, let us take up some other exercise. And now this exercise is for your assignment. I will read it out to you, of course. And the first letter of the word with which the answer comes is also mentioned. So just put on your thinking caps. Who lives a lonely, austere life? You have to write the answer. Next question. Whose interests are turned outwards? Next question. Question 3. Who is supremely selfish? Question 4. Who hates people? Question 5. Whose interests are turned both inwards and outwards? Next question. Who is incredibly conceited? Conceited means self absorbed, thinking about himself alone, self absorbed. Next, who is more interested in the welfare of others than in his own? Eighth question. Who hates women? Question 9. Whose interests are turned inwards? Question 10. Who hates marriage? So you have to write these answers, put them in the comment box, and see whether you are able to get to the depth of these personality types or not. And stay tuned, as I said, for more videos. In future, we will have part 2 and part 3, wherein we'll be taking all these words in detail. And once more, a humble request, always try writing. Always keep a paper and pen because it helps you understand and pronounce the words. The pronunciation registers the word in your mind. The mind is quick to absorb whatever you speak rather than whatever you hear or think or read. So always write this word, pronounce this word, and read this word, and try to find these words in your day-to-day language. Whether you are reading newspapers or you are viewing a telegram, a television program, you are viewing a podcast, you are listening to a podcast, or you are listening to a talk show. Try to recall, try to find out if these words which you have learned today are they there somewhere, and try to recall their meaning and try to use them as much as possible. Try to form sentences. So with this, I would like to take your leave. God bless. Stay tuned and do like our channel, subscribe to it also, and share it among the student community especially, and among all those who are the lovers of vocabulary, who like to read, who like to enhance their knowledge, who like to discuss things, and who have an interest in the day-to-day affairs. Okay, thank you. All the best.